We all have that one thing that we want to start. You know what I'm talking about. That novel, that workout program, that learn a new skill or a new language, that YouTube channel. But why is it that when we are all set to begin, we keep running into these invisible roadblocks? The preparation is done. You've got all the right tools. You've set aside time. Everything is ready except you. If you're tired of being stuck in perpetual preparation, then this video is for you. We're not talking about buying more gear. We're talking about those internal invisible roadblocks that kill momentum before we even get started. I'm Matt, and this is what matters. In my experience, there's three internal roadblocks. The first, being one I think we all can recognize, is the perfection trap. This is the trap of, hey, if it's not going to turn out perfect, then it's not worth doing, right? The sneaky part about this internal roadblock is that we always focus on external roadblocks to prevent us from facing what's going on in here. You know what I'm talking about. I need the $500 mic. I need the right supplements. I need the right software to do whatever it is. Without those, it's just not going to turn out okay. It's not going to be perfect. Well, the reality is what we're hiding from is the fear of that we're just bad at the thing we want to do. But look, perfection is not everything. So one of my favorite authors, Simon Sinek, has a saying that has stuck with me. And you'll hear me mention Simon Sinek probably more often than not on this channel because I do love his work. But anyways, what he says is perfect is the enemy of good. Perfect is the enemy of good. What does that mean? What it's saying is that in the pursuit of perfection, we are getting rid of what's good enough, what's good out there. On my team, I had a saying that they got tired of hearing me preach, but I would always say, aim for perfection, you will find success along the way. And same premise here, right? You're shooting for perfection because that's what we all want. We want it to be perfect. We want that A. We want to be top of the class, right? But we're not always going to get there. But along that way, we produce good product. We produce what's good. I've been in the government industry for a while, working from military to now around government work, and there is a tongue-in-cheek saying, good enough for government work. It doesn't mean that we're sloppy. It doesn't mean that, oh, it's a subpar product and we're just pushing it out but it's good enough. The idea is that sometimes good enough is what you need to do to get started. It means that ultimately, sometimes you need to give yourself permission to ship the product. Permission to submit your first draft so that you can get started. Good enough is a good thing. Done is better than perfect. I mean, how many of us have hit that in our job? We're so trying to get perfection, we never get done. Done is better than perfect. It is better to produce now something good than maybe produce something perfect later. So the second roadblock is one that I can relate to heavily. It's called the imposter syndrome. I think we've all heard of it. It's that voice in your head that's telling you that you're not good enough, that you don't know enough, that who are you to give advice? This internal roadblock is nefarious because it is our own self-doubt that's crippling us, that's preventing us from moving forward. It convinces us that we have to have the letter grade, the certificate, the principal to sign off on it, to have somebody else tell us that we are qualified to do whatever it is that we're trying to do. We are comparing our messy first attempt to other people's highlight reels. And we're forgetting that the not knowing is a permanent fixture of growth. Not knowing enough is a permanent fixture of growth. If you've ever got to the point where you say, I don't need to know anything else, then you're not going to grow anymore. So it is a permanent fixture. I say that it's a permanent fixture of growth for a reason. Because in every position that I've had, from NCO to supervisor of small tech teams to managing tech teams across multiple states, that I've had those same questions, right? I'm too young. I don't know enough. Who am I to do this? Why are they putting me in charge? I don't know. But in order to get past that, I had to look at, well, how do I grow to fit the role? So I studied, and I learned, and I kept growing, and I kept growing, and I keep growing. Even to this day, I'm still learning, and I want to continue to learn because I think that the second you stop learning is the second you stop growing, and life is about growth. Life is not about being stagnant. I say all that, once again, to say everyone starts as a beginner. So keep a growth mindset anytime that you start having those self-doubts. The last internal roadblock that I want to talk about today is the feeling of being overwhelmed. This one I think a lot of us can relate to too, because again, we see the goal, we see the top of the mountain, we see the end of the road, we know where we want to be, and it terrifies us because it is overwhelming to get there. And how do we do it? How do we climb that mountain? How do we get to the end of the road? How do we get there? It's just so much, and it paralyzes us and prevents us from moving forward. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I have a saying that sticks with me. And you'll find I have lots of sayings that help me motivate and move through life. One of them of which is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Because when we feel overwhelmed, it's not a lack of motivation that prevents us from moving forward. It's a lack of clarity. When the first step is defined as finish the whole project, turn in the paper, yeah, we are gonna freeze up. It's inevitable. There's so many sayings that talk about taking the first step and why it is so important. One of the most famous ones, I think we've all heard it, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with what? The first step. That is what we have to do. Take the first step. It is extremely simple. Take embarrassingly small steps. That's how you get over being the overwhelmed feeling. What do I mean by that? Instead of saying, I'm gonna write chapter 1, I'm gonna write the title of the chapter 1. Instead of, I'm gonna learn a whole new language, I'm gonna learn a new phrase, learn one word. Embarrassingly small steps. Momentum is built by taking small steps, no matter how tough. The 3 internal roadblocks, perfection, self-doubt, and the feeling of being overwhelmed, are universal. But ultimately, what's going to help us get past it is, number 1, remembering our why. Why are we doing this? What made you want to get in shape? What made you want to write a novel? What made you want to learn a new language? For me, what made me want to do a YouTube channel? This is why I specifically chose this topic, because for me, I wanted to do a YouTube channel. And getting started, all these roadblocks definitely came and hit me, right? So I had to try to work through them. And ultimately, I had to look back at why. So there's 2 reasons for why I wanted to create a YouTube channel. And the first is pretty simple. I needed an outlet. I no longer have a team to talk and mentor and work with. And so one of the things that I wanted to be able to do is be able to share my insights with other people, and hopefully this leads into my second reason, create a better world where we focus on service to others, champion the strength in others, and build a community in every aspect of our lives. Because that's how we grow together. And that's what's important to me. So what actually matters when trying to push through all these roadblocks? Let's boil it down. I think we've said it more than once already, and I think it applies to every single roadblock. Take the first step. Take the first step. Forget the whole mountain. Forget the finish line. Forget whatever the goal is, and look at the journey. Take that first step. Do it messy. Do it however way you can, but ultimately just start. So I want to leave you with at least a practical tool to help you, because I know what you're thinking. Matt, I want to start. I want to do these things, but I still can't do them. Even when I think about my why, I just freeze up. I don't know how to begin. So here's a practical tip to try, and it's called the 5-minute rule. And all it is very simple. Pick a task, spend 5 minutes on that task. That's it. Dedicate 5 minutes to that task. If you hate it, stop. That's okay. But more often than not, what happens is your creative juices start flowing. The adrenaline starts pumping after that first set. You start feeling the desire to do what you're doing, called forward momentum, removing the friction that's in the way. It can push past. So take that opportunity. 5-minute rule. That's it. Just take 5 minutes. Do the first task, whatever it may be, no matter how tiny, and see what happens. So I want to leave you with my final thoughts. Just remember, it's not the person with the best plan. It's not the person that has the perfect score. It's the person that shows up, the person that has the courage to take the first step, that is able to do the things that they want to do. Have the courage to start small. Start messy, just start. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the one small step that you've been delaying this week? Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for listening. I'm Matt. This is What Matters, and I'll see you next time.